What's up guys? In this video I'll be going over the 5 mistakes when I first started private labeling that lost me potentially $10,000 in sales. So if you don't know me already, my name is Carter Maxwell. I'm a 17-year-old entrepreneur and I go by the nickname of the High School Hustler. And if you're trying to create an online business and make money while you sleep, then this is the channel for you, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I thought this would be a great video to kind of go over the mistakes that I had made when I first started private labeling. So hopefully if you guys are thinking about starting private labeling, or maybe you've already just started and you're a newbie, that you can hopefully avoid these mistakes and avoid missing out on potential sales. So the first mistake that I had made in my private label career was ordering too much inventory. And of course, this happened on my first transaction that I ever made when private labeling. So I went ahead and I ordered about 100 units of a fairly expensive product for me at the time. It was about $13 after shipping per unit. So I ordered $113 total for my first order. I was like, okay, I didn't really do the proper research. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take action. I'm going to go out, I'm going to see what happens. Well, let me tell you, that was a really bad mistake that I made. I had lost a lot of money because the proper research that I did not do. So for instance, the product I was trying to sell for around $30, I ended up having to try to dump it at $19.99 just to try to make my money back. And still, I only sold about 20 or 30 at that break-even point. And then I just had to basically just dump the rest of them because I couldn't really sell them, and I sold most of them at a loss, so I kind of got about half my money back for each product. So overall, it's just a bad experience. I mean, I'm glad that I took action because now I'm making a really good income from private labeling. But when I first started out, I just ordered too many units. And what I recommend when you first start out is just make a test order, okay? The worst thing that can happen is you don't sell any, and because you made a small order, because you're making a test order, you didn't lose out on too much money, and you can usually dump them and recoup most of your money. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go in on a product that you're not sure about, order thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory, and then get stuck with it because you can't sell it. So that was the first mistake that I made. So the second mistake I made was selling trendy products. And to get this out there, selling trendy products is not a bad thing. You can make a good, really good amount of money selling trendy products. The thing that I'm going over, the mistake that I made, was my exit strategy. And what I mean by that is exiting out of selling that product, because just like every trendy product, it's going to have its upstage until it starts to crash, and then it gets overpopulated, saturated, and you can't no longer make any money on it. So the reason this is the second mistake I made is because I lost a lot of money on a trendy product that I was selling. I found it early in the stage. My listing had got going, I'd gotten reviews, it was fully optimized, and our product was selling really well. I was consistently having $1,000 days from one product. So yes, it can be done. I did this at 16 years old, so anyone could do it. There's no excuses. But anyways, as that product was going up and up, it slowly started to die off. And the worst thing that happened was I went out of stock. Well, ooh, that's not that bad of a problem. Let me just place another reorder. Well, before I got them in, thousands and thousands of other people had come in trying to sell that product. And as my listing had been out of stock, slowly the rank was going up and up because it's not selling. You want the lowest sales rank possible because that means your product is selling more often. So my rank kept going up and up. I was losing a lot of results for the keywords that I've been ranking for, and once I got back in stock, I can never get back the sales that I had been getting. And at the time, more and more people had come in. It was getting a lot more saturated, and I was just losing a lot of money. And so I ended up being able to actually dump most of them. I still lost a decent amount of money, but I learned from it a lot. And just the thing is, when you're selling trendy products you can make really good money from, just make sure you have an exit strategy. Don't try to get too greedy, and when it starts to get super saturated, keep placing these gigantic orders. Just kind of slow it down and just settle with the money that you had made from it, because trust me, you don't want to have thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory. And on my last order, I'd ordered over $18,000 worth of inventory of this product to try to sell. So trust me, it's not a good position to be in. So you need to have the proper exit strategy when it comes to selling trendy products. So the third mistake I made is not correctly private labeling my product. So those of you that don't know or aren't familiar with private label is basically the branding of a generic product. So you're taking your company's brand, your company's logo, and branding that product to then resell it back on Amazon. And so I had not correctly done that. I basically skipped the strategy of actually branding the product, and I just created the listing and tried to sell it under my brand as in it was just a generic product. And things started to really pick up. I was making really good amount of sales, placing reorders and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden someone came on my listing and started to sell my product, my branded product. But hey, I don't have any rights over him because I did not correctly private label the product. And so as I was getting this new reorder in, which takes about a week or two to place the order for them to then produce it, ship it to you, and then you then ship it back to Amazon. So all this time, sellers were coming onto my listing and selling my product on the listing that I created, the pictures that I took, all because I didn't correctly private label my item. And because of that reason, I lost out on a lot of sales until finally I got my actual product branded. I then got new pictures taken and my listing updated to where I could then have those hijackers removed. But at the time, I had already lost a lot of sales from those people that were selling my product because I did not correctly brand it. So when it comes to private labeling, take that extra amount of your budget and put time into actually branding the product and brand it. Don't private label and just send up a generic product, because that's not private labeling and people can come onto your listing and sell it. You need to have your brand, your company, your logo on that product to kind of minimize the possible hijackers on your listing. So that was the third mistake that I'd made. So the fourth mistake I made was not having a automated email response service at my disposal. So what I mean by that is reviews. And the reason I have this campaign and this service is to try to get organic reviews on my product listing. Because when you're a private label seller and an Amazon seller in general, reviews are a big part of converting buyers to actually purchasing your product. The reason being, people go on your listing, they see the pictures and everything, and most of them, if it's a decent amount of a price or they're a little bit hesitant, they're going to read the reviews. And if they see negative reviews or they don't see enough reviews, they're going to be really hesitant on actually purchasing the product. So the best thing that you can do is get an email service. For instance, I use JumpSend, and that's actually an extension of Jungle Scout, which is the Chrome extension, and the web app as well, as which do your product research. So on JumpSend, you can actually add your products and create your own campaign to where they'll send 2-3 emails just kind of thanking the buyer for their purchase. The second one might be something like, here, you can leave a review if you're happy with your service, and stuff like that. And it's not against Amazon's terms of service. And using this email service is going to increase the possibility of you getting reviews for your listing. And obviously, the more reviews you can get on your listing, the better you're going to be able to convert those possible customers into buyers. So an email campaign service for reviews is the fourth mistake, because I did not hop on it earlier. I didn't get it until later on in my career, but now that I have it, it's a great tool that I use every single day for every one of my products that I sell. So the fifth and final mistake that I had made early on in my Amazon private label career was not running PPC campaigns. And for those of you that don't know what PPC stands for, it stands for pay per click. Basically, it's Amazon's system, their sponsored ad system. So when you look up a keyword, for instance, let's just put food slicer. When you look up food slicer, it's obviously going to pull down a whole first page of listings. And at the top of that page, you're going to have 2 or 3 products that qualify as sponsored. And those are people that are bidding on that keyword, for instance, food slicer, that are then going to get ranked and come up for that keyword to potentially convert people searching food slicer to buy their product. Basically, it's a really good way to get some extra sales and make extra money as well, because you get sales organically. That's just people searching food slicer, scrolling through and finding your product. But a great way to help rank your product and get extra sales as well is to run PPC campaigns. And obviously people are like, oh, I don't want to pay money, but you need to pay money to make money. And to do paid advertisements, it's only going to be for the people that know how to do it, the sophisticated people. And so it's actually it's a really good way for you to help rank, because not only are you going to be making organic sales, you're going to be making paid sales. And every paid sale that you make through that keyword, for instance, if you were bidding on the keyword food slicer and you made a sale, well, slowly your listing is going to rank under that keyword food slicer. And then soon, what you want to do is you want to get on that first page so that you have your sponsored campaign on there as well, and then you're getting organic purchases. So those are just 2 different ways that you can get purchases. And that's the 5th mistake that I had made, because I didn't start it early in my career. I didn't start in the middle. It was just later on when I first figured out about it, I was like, you know what, I need to spend some money. I need to really spend some time, because people are having success with this. And right off the bat, I was starting to lose some money. I was getting a little bit frustrated. Then I started to get the hang of it, and now every one of my products, I really go into the PPC campaigns, and it's just extra sales, extra money in my pocket every single time. So that was the 5th mistake that I'd made. So hopefully you, as an Amazon seller or someone who is looking into selling Amazon, you can take something from this video and hopefully not make the same mistakes that I did. Hopefully not miss out on potential sales like I did, and just learn from your mistakes as well, because no one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Just try to minimize them. If they are, learn from them, and obviously don't make them again. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to comment below with any questions and or video ideas you'd like to see in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I'm always giving away different tips and tricks on how to make money online. And on that note, I'll see you guys next video.